Hey guys, it's George here from workingwithgeorge.com. And what I'm going to go over today are some very basic principles. Whereas if you can understand these principles and you get your head around them and you grasp them, it is going to make your marketing career a hell of a lot easier. I don't care if you're doing affiliate marketing or direct sales marketing. If you can understand these, it's going to get a lot easier from you. Now let's start off. The first thing is you got to understand that people, when you're talking to somebody about a product or a service, and you're just talking to them, I'm not talking about selling. I'm just saying speaking to them one-on-one or doing something like this. You need to understand that they're actually joining you or they're relating to you and not necessarily the product or service. Because I can have the best product or service out there, and it can work wonders for me. It can do everything under the sun. But if I'm a lousy salesman and I'm not, if I'm constantly selling and I'm pitching and I'm pushing, look, that's a turnoff. I don't care what your product does, but I'm kind of annoyed with you. Whatever you're saying, it's kind of going in one ear and out the other. So if you get the idea is, hey, first of all, you have to be yourself. And then you just kind of have to talk and you have to give some information. You have to be willing to listen and do less talking. And then people will start buying you and they'll buy less of your product. And when they buy you, that means that they're coming to the conclusion on their own that they need the product or service, or that they would like to have the product or service, or join your network, or whatever it is you're trying to do. They'll come to that conclusion. And that's one of the most powerful things. So sell yourself and not really necessarily the product or service. And I do not mean brag and boast about what success you've had. Everybody can do that. Look, I make $100,000 a year. I stayed home, blah, 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 blah. That gets boring too. And especially if it's results that people cannot relate to, they get a little bit timid and they're kind of a little bit shy around certain numbers. So if you keep it realistic and you just speak honestly, people will start buying you and less of your product. Now, another thing is people want to join or they want to be affiliated with people that know more than them, right? I mean, you necessarily don't want to join somebody who really knows nothing, who's kind of timid around the areas, is kind of shy, and it doesn't have anything to offer. Look, we're selfish people. That's just how we are. It's our natural, innate ability to be selfish. So we're looking for the person who knows more than us. What can we gain from them, or what can we gain from their product or service? So if you create yourself and stand as an authority in a certain area, a niche, a product, a service, a network, you then become more valuable. You've just increased your self-worth. Okay? Now, there's no glass ceiling on it. The sky's the limit. For affiliate marketing, direct sales, there's no limit on how much you create your self-worth or how high your self-worth goes. Because the longer you're in any business and you become an authority at it, and the better you get, you then become an authority. And people want to join and they want to be working with and they want to surround themselves with authorities. Okay, the next thing is to make the recruiting process easy, you need to improve your self-value. And what does this mean? This means really literally going out and buying every marketing program as you can afford. Or I'm going to give you a shortcut. I just said people want to be surrounded with or affiliated with people that are more knowledgeable than them. To take a shortcut, work with somebody directly that knows more than you and is willing to share their information. If you can do that, that cost, that value is probably more specifically, I think, valued than going out and buying marketing programs or going out. Believe me, your education is very important. You can't take it lightly. But I would rather work with Donald Trump than to read his book. Okay? See what I'm saying? So, if you can find someone who's willing to work with you and teach you what they know, then that is a shortcut. It's a direct line to somebody who has done something, has succeeded at it, and is willing to teach you. So you got to understand when that happens, when you find that person or you read that book or you get those marketing materials and then you become comfortable in yourself and what you're trying to do or achieve, then you've just increased your self-value. And then back to it, people want to hang out with people that have a higher self-value than themselves or know more than themselves. Here's another thing. Excuse me, my phone's ringing. I'm not going to answer it. Another great thing, and if you can get like this, if you can start thinking like this, is you need to start thinking in abundance and get rid of the poverty mindset. Now, what does that mean? I honestly don't care if you're living in a trailer in Oklahoma and you can't afford this month's rent, and you owe child support on 5 kids that you had 10 years ago. You're on food stamps, and you're getting help from the government. Look, if you can think in abundance and get yourself out of that mindset of what you are actually in. Now, it doesn't mean lying. I don't mean go tell people you're making $100,000 a year when you're making $10,000 a year or whatever it might be. But you need to have an attitude is like, hey, this is something I'm doing. I'm comfortable in it. I can do this. And I'm good at it. So when you do that and you start to approach people, or you start to sell people, or you're doing affiliate marketing or direct sales marketing, or you're talking to somebody and you're thinking in abundance, yeah, when you go home at night to that dismal place, your mind's going to be one somewhere. But if you can get in the sales mindset of abundance, you're going to be a lot more successful. Now, that was a pretty grim kind of description. Most people aren't in that situation. But let's talk about just the everyday average people who are living day to day, right? Get yourself and put yourself where you want to be in 5 years. Or if you joined a team or a marketing program or an affiliate program or something, and you were actually successful and you started seeing the money come in, what would that do for you and how would that make you feel? Well, start talking as if it's already happening, okay? What happens is your reflection, your voice changes, you stand a little bit taller, you're a little bit more proud, and then you can be comfortable with who you are because you know you're going to achieve it. Now, if you're already having success, it's easy to do. Okay, so get your mind out of the poverty mindset and think of abundance. And this also means that if you're pitching somebody or you're selling something or you're promoting a product, look, it doesn't matter if you join my team. That's what you need to think. Because you're not my next big thing. My next big thing is teaching somebody who can be the next big thing and who can work with me. And if you don't join me, I'm not going to be offended. If you're not interested in what I'm selling, I'm not going to be offended. So you can't get offended easily. And the last one is becoming the alpha male. Okay, if you're a female, you can become the alpha female, but there's an alpha male syndrome. And what this means is to be not affected by negative results. So have an alpha male mindset, as well as a abundance mindset. So to be an alpha male, when you call somebody or you're pitching somebody or you're talking to somebody, they're like, dude, I'm just not interested. This isn't for me right now. Look, first you can start off, here's an icebreaker. What I'm about to tell you, at any moment, if you are not comfortable with it or this is just not for you, I appreciate it. Thanks for not wasting my time. You won't offend me. It's an icebreaker. It kind of lets all guards down and people start to listen. So to be that alpha male, when they start criticizing you, whenever you become successful, and when you do become successful, you will realize this. There's all haters everywhere. People are just haters. They'll down you. They'll talk about you. They'll talk about your program. They'll talk about your affiliate program. They'll talk about you just in general. And to be an alpha male, it doesn't matter. Look, scratch it off your shoulder and move on. Don't get caught up and don't take this too personally. Don't let it offend you. Okay, well, that's it. I'll do more little seminars like this. If you want to know more, if you want to work with me directly, hold on. Sorry about that. Something popped up on my screen. If you want to know more, you want to work directly with me, or you have any questions about this, look, I'm a real guy. I'm a genuine guy. I live out here in California, and I'm pretty much always available. I set up a special number for people who can't really afford long distance. Honestly, if you can't afford long distance, you probably shouldn't be calling me. But hey, that's another issue. But I did set up an 800 number. It goes directly to me. Or you can go to workingwithgeorge.com, see what kind of business or opportunity I'm in. Just a brief note, just working directly with Craig Garcia. If you don't know who he is, Google him. But he has an interesting story, and him and I have been working back and forth for a while now, and we got some great things going on. So I'd love to tell you about it, love to teach you, and put you where I am, and just kind of make you an alpha male, per se. So give me a call, hit up the website, shoot me an email, whatever you want to do, we can get in contact. All right, take care.